Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray and we are here to finish out Arcane. It's the final episode, everybody. The last episode of Arcane, season 2 of Arcane. We're going to see how they wrap up the story, given that they didn't have as much time as they probably should have gotten. So I don't anticipate it to be a particularly satisfying ending for me, because I think we needed more time to do everything that they were trying to do in this season. But I do appreciate that they didn't have that time, that Netflix didn't give them that time. So I want to try and approach the finale with that in mind, and with an open mind and an open heart, considering the difficulties the show has had and the showrunners have had with being able to tell their story to completion. So, you know, I want to keep that in mind. So, all right. Honestly, I don't want to do much preamble. I don't have a lot of time today, as always. So I want to just jump in, watch the episode, and give my thoughts overall at the end. All right, let's go. Oh, is she burning down the last drop? Ooh, exactly how it started.
Maybe death is like falling asleep.
Oof. Depressing ass lyrics. Ooh. Are they locked in a time loop right now?
You're too late, Echo.
Does she recognize her handiwork in his time machine? Basically, it's a time machine. I mean, it's a whole mess. A lot of motivations left by the wayside on this storyline, by the way, but
we're meant to lose this fight. If he reaches the Hex Gates.
So we're flashing back and forth between this meeting and the actual battle.
Then we'd best stop him.
Ooh, and she's gone. Damn. I have thoughts. I'll save them for the end. I mean, this is very exposed. Like the Hex Gate missile, whatever thing that they're using, it's super exposed. Oh yeah, is this Vander? Vander, after all of his humanity was stripped from him, and memories were stripped from him last episode. Oh, Vander, I'm sorry. This is so terrible. I feel so bad for him that he's been exploited to this extent. Oof. He stayed gassing people, by the way. Oof. So I assume they're trying to blow up the pod with Victor in it. Damn. Oop. Well. Didn't go to plan. So it had a little nail stuck in there, jamming the gears. And I guess she got captured by Mbessa. Ooh. Take that L. Not her backstabbing us? Wow. Damn. Can't trust a single person, huh?
did appreciate your warmth.
Ooh. That ricochet right into the brain. Oof. So is she gonna kill her own mom? She be chaotic as hell. Let us fix so much. Alright, so what was in the cocoon? Obviously it was Victor, but what does that mean? What is he now? Or was it empty and it was all a ruse?
Where is Victor?
So we're gonna get I was about to say V versus M. Why was I gonna say M? I don't know. Marcus was on my mind for some fucking reason. We're gonna get Victor versus Jace. I see.
I am more than I ever was.
Vaguely unnerving design work on this Victor creature. Uh-oh. Everybody getting indoctrinated? Don't let them touch you, I guess.
Mother, look at the price of your ambition. Damn! And Bess is a great fighter. I mean, she's sexy as all hell, too, so I'm inclined to like her, but she's a terrible person. Just a terrible person.
Spare us to division, death, war, prejudice.
You know, it always ends up at, you know, mind control, order via mind control, and stripping away of free will, doesn't it? In stories like these. Well, whatever's happening to her probably sucks. Meanwhile,
Looks like you shouldn't have come back.
Still don't get it, huh, sis?
I like that she cut her hair to be a little bit more similar to Vi's now.
Stop this insanity, Victor.
Oh, there he is.
Vander.
Not them having to fight their dad. Terrible.
Dad?
And when are we gonna kill this doctor who's out here doing all this shit to people? Oh, there's Echo. Okay. She's using it as a propulsion system. Alright. There's a lot happening in this sequence. I'm not fully engaged with it.
Do you see the sublime intersection of order and chaos?
Yeah, what is his end goal? Is it just to make everybody part of his, you know, consciousness so that everything is controlled by him? Is it gonna be up to Echo? Echo and Jace, maybe?
Their lives, but emotion clashes with reason. Humanity's self-corrupting contradiction.
You've always wanted
Sure.
to cure what you thought were weaknesses.
Alright. Ooh. There we go. Do it again. Alright, so what is he gonna do differently this time?
That device can't be.
Well, it is.
Why do you persist? After everything I've
He
done?
loves you.
Because I promised you.
Oh, so this is Victor in here. He got the world he wanted, and it wasn't the one he thought it would be.
Endless solitude.
So are they saying he
There
was
is
the
no prize
mage
to
from
perfection.
the very beginning?
Only an end to pursuit. In all timelines, in all possibilities,
Okay. So he's done this over and over and over again until he found exactly the right circumstances to wind up here. To show himself the future that he created.
you must go, Jess.
Well. What a day. What a day in Piltover, huh? Oh, fuck! That looked like that fucking hurt. Now, do they all remember being all connected in one mind like that? Because that was kind of crazy. Like, they just had a whole cosmic experience together. Out-of-body experience together. Yeah, you really can't. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God. She gonna take the gemstone out? Yeah. Damn. Damn! We really about to lose Jinx like this? Come on. Jinx and Vander.
If I could just lay my head down and rest. It's my fault that I'm here all alone. This world is a wasteland. Please let me go.
I don't know how I feel about that. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that.
Light. Worth gaining. Worth fighting for.
So he used what he learned from Victor to create a facsimile of his daughter.
And
Sure.
though we are doomed to revisit the error of our ways,
She looks good. She looks so good. So we're shutting down the hex gates, I hope, for a variety of reasons, including the fact that the Arcane don't like it.
Dirt under your nails, Cupcake.
No, but she quite literally
Nothing's
lost
gonna
her
clean
entire
now.
family. Talking about Vi. Vi literally lost her entire family. All right. Pretty sure that's it. Well, that was the end of Arcane. How do I feel about it? I mean, we all know from several episodes now, I've expressed that I feel like a lot of these storylines aren't connecting for me because I think we needed more time to let them cook. Including this finale. I do think that we sidestepped a lot of the major like class discussions, class issues that were brought up throughout the first season and the beginning half of this season. We sidestepped a lot of that by just creating this, otherworldly enemy through Victor that now everybody in Piltover and in the Undercity have to fight against. And so we just kind of yada the actual real issues in Piltover, the class issues, the classism, the exploitation, the way that the haves have been oppressing the have-nots, shall we say? Like we really sidestepped and yada-yada'd all of that. Which is unfortunate because it would have been better to actually genuinely address all of the inequalities that rose up in Piltover because of the wealthy elite. We're not addressing them at all. The story, this final battle was very battly. Like it was a lot of action set pieces, like cool animation and everything, and it looked great. Like don't get me wrong. But I don't feel like we address the actual core issues of the story of Piltover. Like even at the end, we still have the council there. Like, yeah, thanks for having Sapphic on there. 1 out of like 8 council members. Like it's still like all right, we'll give you 1 seat out of the entire council of people from Piltover versus the Undercity. Like stuff like that that's like, okay. But then again, I don't even know if even if we had another season, even if we had 3 seasons, would we have addressed that to satisfaction, or would we have gotten the same kind of, seat at the table, trite, ending there? Hard to say. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I feel about this back half, especially the back half of season 2. I feel like we're yada-yadaing a lot of consequences. Like are we gonna talk about how Caitlyn was low-key a fascist dictator for like half the season? We're not gonna show her like actually going to the Undercity and taking direct action and making amends, or something. Like she just felt bad about it and then backed her girlfriend on a couple of missions and then got her eye cut out. But we aren't really addressing, this is what I mean, we aren't really addressing all of the things that have happened between the citizens of Piltover. Because we brought in Mbessa and the Noxans and all this otherworldly stuff with Victor, is all these outside things to almost distract us from the core story, which is everything that is happening between the people of Piltover and the people of Zaun is because of the inequalities that were encouraged and even maliciously created by the wealthy elite in Piltover. And because we're not addressing that, it doesn't feel like the story doesn't feel quite complete to me. Yeah. So, how do I feel about Jinx's death? I don't hate the idea of Jinx dying at the end. I don't think she needed to be honest. I don't think that she needed to for the story. I think that's my part. Thematically, what is her death? What does her death mean thematically? Or for her character, or for Vi? Like, we've already repaired their relationship. So it's not like this is a last-ditch moment of her finally repairing the relationship between her and Vi. Like, no, we spent like most of the back half of season 2 repairing the relationship between Vi and Jinx, so that we don't need a sacrifice in order to do that. Does that make sense? I don't know if she needed to die. I don't know if the character of Jinx needed to die there. It felt a bit contrived. Like the whole like Vander being there and lying down, and then Vi getting distracted by that and being taken back to when she was a child and Vander had died in front of her the first time. That makes sense to me. But I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. It just feels a little bit like I would have preferred if Vi looked down, felt those flashbacks, and then looked up and saw her sister and decided to live and jumped for her sister instead of trying to stay there and preserve something that just can't be preserved. Like, I actually would have preferred if that was a dilemma for Vi instead of a dilemma for Jinx. Like, it became Jinx, I gotta save my sister. Jinx, in Jinx POV, I gotta save my sister by sacrificing myself. Whereas I would have preferred if Vi was standing there and it was between her future and a new relationship with Jinx versus trying to cling to the past that's already gone, in that representation of Vander there, and then having Vi make the choice to finally choose her sister. I think I would have preferred that. I would have preferred that. Me personally. And I think that would have felt more complete for Vi's character growth and character journey, especially in relation to her family, because her family is such a central part of her story. Is Victor dead? Or is he like lost to time in this never-ending loop where he does all of this and he winds up back when Jace was a kid, giving him the stone, saving him and his mother, and then giving him the stone? Is he caught in like this never-ending loop there? Are they both? Hard to say. But that was the implication, right? The implication was that he is actually the mage or the druid that helped Jace out back when he was a kid. And so he was trying different versions of the timeline to see which one had the outcome he wanted. And so it was represented in him giving different gemstones, different rune stones to Jace when he was a kid, till he found exactly the right one. I wonder if, let's say he gives him a different rune stone, if instead of creating hex gates, he creates something else with the arcane magic mixed with technology. Like, instead of hex gates, it's something else, like full-on weapons or whatever. I wonder if that's the difference made by the different rocks, you know? Again, if we had a third season, we could have explored that, but Netflix didn't give it to us, so, you know, we'll take what we can get. But yeah, I think that's everything I want to say. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Very enjoyable series overall. I do think I preferred the first season better than the second season. I think that first season was much more cohesive and stronger and had stronger character arcs. And it felt more complete. Weirdly, it felt actually more complete. Even though it ended on this major cliffhanger, it still kind of felt more complete than season 2, which weirdly left concluded, but feels a little empty because there's so many threads that I feel like could have been expanded on, you know? So, but I think that's kind of my full assessment. But overall, still loved the music, loved the voice acting, the art style, everything looked fantastic as always. Liked all the set pieces. do not have a single bad thing to say about any of the design work. Yeah, no, it was an enjoyable time, regardless of how I feel about some of the, iffy bits. It was a very enjoyable series. I'm excited to see if we're going to get any more in the League of Legends, I think, Arcane world. I wonder if we're going to get any more stories from there, or if this is just it and we're never revisiting this again. Hopefully we will, because it's a cool world. And I would be absolutely into exploring another city, maybe not Piltover anymore, but another city, another, set of legends, another time period. I would be super into exploring it. So I guess we'll see. All right, we'll go ahead and leave it there. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Go over to Patreon if you're interested in full length or early access. Obviously, this is the end of this show. I am working on Wheel of Time. I'm working on a bunch of GLs, Asian Thai GLs, and mostly some BLs. Not as many BLs as I do GLs, but I do watch BLs as well. It's like 2 to 1. Like for every 2 GL, for every 1 BL, I watch 2 GLs, and etc. But I'll be continuing on this year with more and more shows. Hopefully I'll get back on track with my schedule. My schedule's been so, let me tell you, work has been crazy. And so I have been struggling the last couple of months, and I'm sure you guys have noticed, but we're gonna equalize, y'all. We're gonna equalize. So hopefully 2025 will treat me better when it comes to my work-life balance, and we'll be able to do get some more content out for you guys. But we'll see. All right, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Whatever, all this ever, but you long gone, it don't matter.